Hello, I'm David Gilmore, known as LDS Prepper. To watch over 500 videos on emergency preparedness, including living off-grid, how to grow food as if your life depends on it, self-defense, and so forth, go to ldsprepper.com. Watch over 500 videos at no cost and learn how to get prepared for any upcoming emergency. Today we're going to be talking about custom soil mixes and whether you should be using sand and sawdust. Here I'm in my greenhouse with Kitty, and you can see some of my wife's herbs that she's overwintered here in the garden. We're growing in boxes here. These are 18 inches wide by 30 feet long, and they're filled with custom soil. Now I have a video on the world's best soil mix for less than $1, and I'll link that video below this video here, where I showed you where I could actually fill this entire 30-foot long box for $1 or less and have perfectly custom made soil. Now when I say custom made soil, let me show you here. I'm just going to take a little bit of soil here. I want you to take a look at this soil. Look how rich and beautiful that soil is. This soil has come from 100% sand and sawdust. And people see my beautiful soil in my videos, and they want to know whether they should take out the soil that they have in their grow boxes or their raised beds and replace it with sand and sawdust. So that's what I want to address today. In the Mid-Ladder Gardening Course book, in page 86, it talks about making custom soil. And it talks about the different things that you can use. You can use sawdust, you can use peat moss, you can use all kinds of different items for organic material, and also sand. Now, the reason why those things are recommended is because they can be or are inexpensive or free, clean, and available. For example, if I were in Colombia, I may be making my custom soil not out of sand and sawdust like I do here in Idaho or Texas. I may be using coffee hulls or coffee husks and sand. If I'm in Asia or Houston area where they grow lots of rice, I may be using rice hulls. And matter of fact, I used a mixture of rice hulls, sawdust, and sand when I was growing in Texas. So really the soil doesn't make that much difference. As long as it's not toxic, you can use any kind of organic or inorganic material. And when I talk about organic material, I'm talking about plant-based material like sawdust, rice hulls, and peat moss, and so forth. For example, when I was in Russia and we were working with the people there growing using the Mid-Ladder method, they were using peat moss and sand. Worked great for them. They've been doing that for I think 25 years or longer, and there's no reason for them to change because it's available, it's clean, it's inexpensive, and it works. So if you've already have a box and a raised bed, a garden area, and you have some kind of soil in there, as long as it's not toxic, then go ahead and use it. The soil just simply needs to do 5 things. It needs to hold the plant, it needs to hold the water, it needs to hold nutrients, which we provide using the LDS Prepper Premium Micronutrient Mix and creating that weekly feed. It needs to allow aeration for the plants to breathe in the soil, and it needs to help mitigate temperature swings. So as long as your soil does that, you don't have to worry about getting custom soil or taking the soil out. So I appreciate the calls, the emails, the comments, wanting to know what they need to use to make their own custom soil. I use sand and sawdust because it's cheap, it's available, it's clean, and it works great for me. I would not recommend, for example, leaves from trees because they decompose so fast. You're just going to end up with majority sand and not much organic material. If you're new to gardening or if you're an experienced gardener, I highly recommend picking up the only gardening book that I recommend, the Mid-Ladder Gardening Course book. You can get it at ldsprepperstore.com, and turn to the section on custom soils and then see what's available in your area for your soils. Also make sure you watch the video on how to create the best custom soil for less than $1. I'll have that link down below. And the reason why it doesn't really make any difference what the soil is made out of, it could be heavy clay, it could be largely sand. The reason why it doesn't make any difference is because we don't depend on the soil to provide the nutrients to the plants. We provide the nutrients to the plants. How do we do that? We do that by feeding the plants all the nutrients that they need in the right amounts and the right mixture, the right quantity, the right ratio. And the only way you can do that is if you know exactly what you're feeding them. And that's why I take the time and the money expense and I source and mix and package the LDS Prepper Premium Micronutrient Mix. I have complete detailed instructions on how to use this for your shrubs, your flowers, your vegetables, your trees, whether they're fruit trees or ornamentals. Every plant on the planet needs these 16 essential nutrients in the right amount and the right ratios. Too much, it could be toxic. Not enough, your plants are malnutritioned. Don't guess on how to feed your plants. Use the LDS Premium Micronutrient Mix and have the best garden you've ever had. As a matter of fact, if you order 8 of these packages, I will ship the entire order of the micronutrients for you at no cost. If at the same time you also order the Midnight Gardening Course book, I will also ship that at no cost. So you can get all the plant food that you need for your plants to grow healthy, nutrient-dense food and the step-by-step instructions on how to be a successful gardener, all shipped to you at no cost anywhere in the United States. We do ship worldwide. I can't cover the cost worldwide, but I guarantee you it's worth the cost. So unless your soil is toxic, regardless of what kind of soil you'll have, when you understand the 6 principles of growing food as if your life depends on it and provide the proper nutrients to those plants, you'll have a fantastic garden in any soil. Stop over at ldsprepperstore.com, pick up your copy of the LDS Prepper Premium Micronutrient Mix and the Midnight Gardening Course book. I'll also link a very important video below this video called How to Grow Food as If Your Life Depends on It. And I'll also link the other video that I made on how to make the best quality custom soil for less than $1. This is LDS Prepper reminding you, if ye are prepared, ye shall not fear. Get prepared by understanding the essentials of gardening and getting your LDS Prepper Premium Micronutrient Mix so you can feed your plants to grow healthy, nutrient-dense food as if your life depends on it.